So I'm going to show you how to use LinkedIn to find people that you might want to connect with, or maybe look into some jobs that you could actually be applying for. So the search feature is quite powerful. If you just click up here, you'll see you can search into people, jobs, content, companies, goals. But what we're going to do is we're going to pretend at first that you're trying to find a mentor or someone to do an informational interview with, someone you might want to connect with that's related to you in some way, shape, or form, that's going to be willing to speak with you. So we'll start with people. And then you see how it has the sub filters here. Also kind of hidden, there's an all filters button as well. So what we're going to do is we're going to look in San Diego, the greater San Diego area. So you start typing and it'll bring people there. Now, let's say I wanted to have someone in San Diego that went to Cal State San Marcos. There we go. You can search in different ways, so you can see what shows up. There's different options that come here. So you may want to make sure you cover all of them in case they were at this school as well. People may have entered it different from College of Business or just CSUSM. So it's good to do some extra ones there. Let's just start there. Let's just pretend that you wanted to see people in San Diego who went to CSUSM. There you go, 20,000 people. Now you probably want to find someone that's in your area of interest, your possible career. So let's go back and let's look at all the filters and let's look at the industries. Okay. So let's just say we want to do supply chain. I'll start typing that in. So logistics and supply chain, there you go. Now let's apply that. So awesome. Now we start to see some students that are here, 100+ results. So we've narrowed it down. And we look at this supply chain analyst at this company. I'm not sure the name of them, or a future supply chain. He's undergrad, okay, aspiring inventory management specialist, student. So we're coming across a decent amount of students, but you'll be able to find people like, let's say, Trace Fisher. So now he's could be similar to you and be interested in talking to you probably because he went to Cal State San Marcos. He's in the supply chain industry. He's a supply chain analyst right now. So if you had questions about supply chain, he might be a good person to turn to. And the more connections you have with someone, the more likely they are to talk to you. So if you're wondering what it's like to be a supply chain analyst, because that's your current major right now, you could reach out to Trace. And it's also good to see that there's mutual connections I have between him. I don't know who Trace is, but he's linked to CSUSM, and therefore he's more likely to speak with you. You can see he also went to Palomar College, which a lot of folks at CSUSM took that path going through Palomar. So another way to connect with him. Let's go back and look at a couple other people. So let's see Anna. So supply technician, Department of the Navy. So for those of you in military, supply technician, Department of the Navy, interesting. Okay. So Spanish, so there's other things that you could link up with here. Let's go back and let's look at our filters. You could see if you were trying to apply for an internship at Viasat, you could look for people who went to Cal State San Marcos in San Diego and used to work at Viasat, or maybe currently work there. Let's start with past companies. And let's see if we can find anybody who used to work there. So only one person is showing up, but wow, they might be a good contact to have if you're wondering, why did you leave Viasat? So you were there for 3 years. So it looks like they're in this particular field, right? That's not supply chain at that time, but still might be interesting to talk to because talent acquisition coordinator. Wow. So they're probably in the process of helping acquire talent for the company. But that didn't give us enough results that we wanted to. So let's go back and let's say anybody who currently works there, because I want to see if I can ask some questions about the company and maybe someone will be willing to talk to me about that. So let's go ahead and apply that. And now we've got a lot more people. So these are all people right here. These 5 people went to Cal State San Marcos, are in the field you're interested in, and they're at the company you're interested in. So you could have a chance to reach out to them and say, hey, I have some questions about Viasat, or what do you think about this? And quite often you might have connections with them because of your school here. They're going to have a connection to you. And wow, she's a great resource. The president of Supply Chain Innovation Group, purchasing manager, commodity manager. She also went to Michigan State. So she went to the College of Business. Amazing person to have as a resource to do an informational interview, just to reach out to ask questions. This is the type of resource that used to take years, or you would never get to come in contact with someone like this who's on the same path as you and can fill you in on questions that you might have. You have them right at your fingertips. So if you wanted to reach out to Amy, when you do the connection here, it asks you if you want to add a note. So you can put your question, your comment, your reason for reaching out to them, put it in here. The right way to do this is to actually open up another document, open up a Word document, and put it below this, and actually type in what you're going to say to Amy outside of this window here, because you may not get spell check here and you may accidentally hit send and send something before you wanted to. So bring up another window somewhere in Microsoft Word or some other document editor, type in there whatever you're going to ask Amy. Say, hey, Amy, I'm just wanted to reach out to you. We have a similar pastime at Cal State San Marcos. I have some questions about how you got to where you're at. I'm a second year, and I would really love to pick your brain. Do you have a few minutes that we could chat? Stay humble, stay inquisitive, and people are willing to help you out and to help you along your journey. So reach out to people that have connections to you if you can, and starting with the location and the school that you went to and the field of interest is a really good place to start. Okay, now let's say you want to look to see what jobs are out there. We'll go back to the search bar. We're going to click on jobs here. Once you click on that, there's actually a location bar right next to it, which is really important. And then there's the other filters here. Okay, so let's see if I can start typing in San Diego. You can be pretty specific on this, so you might want to try some different results here, but we'll put in San Diego. And they let you do a miles radius, which is great, right? So if you're willing to go to LA area, you can broaden your horizons here a little bit. Now let's go ahead and look at all of the filters you can do for jobs here. If you were just looking for an internship, you can see there's a specific tag for that you could check here. Let's stick with the same theme here. Let's go logistics and supply chain, and let's just apply that and let's see what comes up. Now look at this, almost 2,000 jobs. That's crazy, right? So many options for the amount of jobs. So you probably want to narrow that down a little bit more. Let's pretend we're looking for an internship in this. There's only 34, but let's go ahead and click on that, click apply. Now look at the amazing opportunities that are sitting right here in front of you. Life cycle engineering, supply chain planning intern in Tijuana, so you could even go across the border. That would be a pretty amazing experience, right? You probably have to speak Spanish, I'm guessing. What other kind of interesting internships do we have here? Training school. So it looks like some people do advertise on here. So I always have your critical eye on, so that some of these are people you're trying to pay them to then get you another job. So I don't know this company, but we train, we hire, we pay. That could be very cool right there, right? But just keep in mind that just because it's on LinkedIn doesn't mean it's a perfect, amazing opportunity. So make sure that there's no scammers and things like that out there. And it looks like this company right here has kind of flooded this student truck driver with every location. Look at this, Del Mar, Jamul, Chula Vista. So they're doing some advertising on here. And it looks like they actually took over those first two pages of results. The great thing is you can notice this and you can just go back and change your filters to find exactly what you're looking for. Let's switch out that internship with an entry-level position, because this might be what you're looking at right out of school. And let's go ahead and apply that. Now take notice that the first ones at the top here have promoted next to it. So those are advertisements. Keep that in mind. These aren't necessarily matching your search results here. They're probably related, but people are paying to put those there, just like on Google with the search results. So you want to come down, and this is where the search results actually start here. And now the fun begins. You get to start looking through these. They're related to your field, but you can see account manager may not be exactly what you were hoping for. But you have all these great opportunities to poke through to look at the different companies that are offering jobs in your field in the San Diego area. And here's a really good, important tip is look at this right here. I happen to have a connection who works at this company. We randomly came across this person while we were looking for people to connect with in our classroom, and we came across him. So now there's a pricing administrator job here for Waxy, and we know someone, Eric Cohen, who actually spoke to our class simply by connecting to him here on LinkedIn. We did the same process we did here. We did our search, we narrowed it down, we found people in supply chain in San Diego who went to Cal State San Marcos, and he's an ex-military, and we connected with him and he talked in our classroom. So wow, what a great opportunity. We connected with him, and he's showing up in the search results here as a pricing administrator for a company here in San Diego. Now, one last tip, if you're looking to actively be recruited by recruiters and businesses, you can go into your settings here. And one of the settings in there is right here. It says, let recruiters know you're open to opportunities. Mine's set to no, but if you make this yes, it'll put a box, a banner here on your screen, on your home page right here, and it'll say, is open to opportunities. It'll say it somewhere down here. It'll say is open to opportunities right here. Okay, but just as importantly, probably more importantly, is that you want to get your LinkedIn profile looking great, because if you're going to be looking for jobs, applying for jobs, making connections here, you need to be filling out all of the sections on your page. You need to make sure you have a great clean photo of yourself. You need to fill out this about page. You need to get in all of the experience you've had in your life and really get some great bullet points and descriptions of what you did at these jobs. So anyone who wants to come and look at you will see what you actually accomplished at each of these positions. Okay, there's so many great places to put things like education, license and certifications, volunteer experience, skills that you've done, accomplishments that you have, and make sure that your interests align with the career that you're trying to pursue. So if your interests are just video gaming here and you're trying to apply for jobs in supply chain, it's not going to speak to the person looking at you, right? So you want to make all of these interests and everything about your profile scream, yes, I'm interested in pursuing this career. This is what I do. This is what I've been working on. This is what I'm passionate about. So when someone comes to your page, they say, hey, this looks like a great candidate for our job. I want to make a connection with them.